Hey everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back to my channel. So I am coming on to share my projects for this week's Saturday Morning Makes, hashtag SatMornMakes, which of course is hosted by Jill Norwood. You will of course find her channel linked in the description box below. She's been sharing some wonderful things, and of course you can search the hashtag to find other collaborators that are creating under the hashtag as well. So last week I shared these cut-aparts that I had made a few cards with. This is the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Holly Jolly. These are so adorable. I love the vintage vibe. And then I had some creations with this Christmas Market Collection, Christmas Greetings, which is a Frank Garcia line. I adore the colors of this. The pinks, the golds, some green. So pretty. I'm also part of a small group on Instagram sharing our hashtag crafty dares. And last week, this was the layout that I came up with. I think we were using a mailbox, vintage script, and peppermint. So I came up with this card design, and I really liked the simple layout of it. So these were the things that I shared last week. And then I had put together some more cards that I had more of the tags, and I had started pulling papers to go with them. So I went ahead and finished off the ones that I had pulled together. I love this bingo card with the holly on it. So pretty, kind of vintage-like. Found a great plaid paper. I love this more neutral color with the tan, which has got the pine cones and some holly. And of course, on all my cards, I've added some eyelash trim, twines, and ribbons. You know, I used to get this eyelash trim at Hobby Lobby years ago, and they don't carry it sadly anymore, but I still have quite a bit in my stash. I will be sad. Some of my stash is running low on those, but anyways, that was the first card that I created, and then I did add some little gems, little dots on here. Enamel dots, yeah, that's the word. Here's another Santa Claus. This is an old Hobby Lobby paper. I love the black and white, using some of the darker tones last week, and of course this vintage Santa goes great along with them. I love the stripe, the red stripe on that ribbon. This one here is so cute. I love the color of these trees with the different colors of greens and blues. Have a little holiday fun. I layered in a blue snowflake paper here, and again our ribbons and twines. And I really love the color, this kind of not quite red, not quite coral, with the craft color here as well. So the shiny bright little added some reindeer, and of course some more enamel dots on all of these. This one here I added the blue dots. So these are the Holly Jolly cards, and then I did make one more here. This was from that Frank Garcia line. This was a Tim Holtz background paper, and I loved the French words on it, but it was kind of a more plain paper, and I also noticed some stars on the background of it, which most of them got covered up. So I have this rubber stamp. I've had this for a long time. My heart stamps for you. It's the only thing it says. I think that I got this on eBay years ago, but I love this. So you can see I stamped it to give the background a little more interest, and I stamped it off and then stamped it on here, so it was just kind of a lighter shade. And then I picked the blue background because up here it says bingo in that beautiful blue color. Added a little bit of ribbon here in the twines. I did use my little punch and added some more stars in the gold glitter paper because there was a few stars back here on the paper that got covered up. So anyways, that is on my little ballerina card. I love her. And then last but not least, the card that I made this week for my crafty dares, and I've been doing a lot of cards. You can kind of do any project unless it's specifically says otherwise. So I got this not too long ago, from Simon Says Stamp, this Kate Crane paper artsy stamp set. I don't know if there's a name on it, but these cute little fairies, Christmas fairies. Have a very good Christmas, peace, joy, and fairy wishes. and I've been trying to use more stencils. So I got this one again not too long ago. I think this was also Simon Says Stamp. I love the kind of the primitive wonky heart feeling of this. So I actually did a lot of mixed media on this card, which is kind of out of my wheelhouse a little bit. So I did some ink blending in the back, kind of an ombre effect. I did not love how it kind of turned a little more orange here on the bottom of the paper. But it all came together great. I did use some modeling paste for the hearts, and I added some just Wink of Stella to give them a little glitter, and I added my little speckle stamp in black, and then I also splattered some pink ink and white paint. Again, added some little stars. Our theme this week for our Crafty Dares was to make a thank you card using a stencil and 3 layers. And of course I've got my card base, a pink layer, and then this one here is that mixed media paper that I've been working on. I love the little stamp, and I pretty much colored her up mostly the way they showed you here. Sometimes I don't have the best it's easier for me just to kind of mimic what I see a little bit, because I don't always have the best eye for putting together the colors. But anyways, I love the way she turned out, and this is so cute. I was talking with my co-creators on our Crafty Dares chat on Instagram, and Tina had said it looked like it was a watercolor feeling, and I love that style. So anyways, these are my creations for my Saturday morning makes this week, and I have really made a point of getting more Christmas cards created. I always wish that I always find that I'm always behind the 8 ball, and this year I think I'm actually going to get some out, as I'm a little bit ahead. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful for this challenge. So anyways, be sure to check out Jill, the other creators. Would love it if you give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one.